Hey there. First, I want to apologize if you hear wind. It is what it is. I was just wanting to show this new acquisition I got, and it's interesting that they're out here because they've been really skittish. But I got these guinea hens, which are really cool, but they're still pretty skittish. So I got to kind of sneak up, be quiet. But they're really interesting birds, and Indigo's also kind of curious. Oh, now the chickens are coming out. The chickens went quite a while without laying eggs. It was starting to get a little concerning, but all of a sudden it was like somebody flipped a switch and they're laying eggs again. So that's cool. But yeah, I just wanted to show you the guineas. They're pretty cool. I was thinking about getting peacocks, and then realized that they don't really do anything except probably eat. So I went with the guineas because they do lay eggs, and they're good little watchdogs. They just got to get settled in. They're still, like I said, a little skittish. But I'll be right back. So as I said, this is Indigo. He's kind of like my partner. He's very protective of me and doesn't let me out of his sight usually. He almost died when he was a puppy, and I nursed him back to health, and I guess he's very appreciative of that. Right? Is that true? You glad that you're still alive because I helped you out? Okay. He's 6 months old, by the way. But super cool. We'll go see if we can find Samson. I know a lot of you who follow this channel have seen Samson since he was just a baby, just like 8 weeks old. Let's go see what he looks like now. Before I locate Samson, I was going to show you these little fellers. They're about 3 weeks old. These are Samson's babies, along with the German Shepherd mom. And like I said, I think they're like 3 weeks old. And cute as a button. Two of them look like Samson. I think I spotted Samson. He's like the he owns this property. He runs it. He's probably the coolest dog I've ever been around, right? Yeah, I know. So he kind of sleeps during the day for the most part, and patrols at night. Keeps this place free of predators and keeps all the other animals safe, don't you? He's I think he's 3 years old now. Almost 3. That's the mom of all those babies. She's kind of a hot mess, but she means well. A lot of you saw the build process when I did the solar shed. It's been updated a little bit. It's now got, the breaker box I moved into here. It was on the post, and swapped out like the 30 amp fuses for these 80 amp fuses. And everything runs a lot more smoothly now. The breakers don't trip like they used to. Solar has an issue where when a lot of times where the sun goes behind a cloud, it'll trip a breaker, and then you have to come out here and reset it. But with these 80 amp breakers, they don't trip. And for those of you who are like electricians, these are actually mounted upside down. That's why they look like they've been tripped, but these are actually on. In order to get it to fit up in there, we had to put them in upside down. But you do what you got to do. Samson tolerates a lot. He's he's got a great temper. These other dogs are always like, say, hey, let's go do something, and he's just like, you need to just leave me alone. Every now and again, he will he'll drop the hammer on them, let them know that he's the alpha and they need to just chill. But for the most part, see, they kind of want to play and do stuff, and he's just like, you know, this is what I do during the day. I sleep and I sit here and look good, make sure everybody's safe. He protects the guineas and the chickens and cats and all the other dogs, but for the most part, he just likes to be left alone unless he wants attention from a human. But he tolerates other dogs, but he's not super into them. I don't know if you know Great Pyrenees, they definitely have their own attitude, their own way of doing things, and you're not going to change them. That's just how they roll. Right, Samson? Yeah. It's mostly a life of just tolerating the other dogs. This is something I was meaning to show people. It's actually, I have a video of kind of, it's just photos of like the progress, but this thing here, I have the gutter water going into this, and I don't know, it's like 16 feet tall. Had these major cracks in it. There's one there that I patched, and there's one here that I had to patch. And then I put in a spigot here, and there's a spigot down there. But if you don't think this thing weighs, I don't know, empty, 1,000 pounds maybe. Getting this thing from where it was to the property, rolling it off the thing, and it was on its side, and that's when I patched it, and then standing this thing up, and it's about a foot deep, buried into the ground there. This was one of the hardest things I've had to do since I've been here. It doesn't maybe look like much, but imagine basically dealing with this tank pretty much by yourself. I had a little help a couple times. Getting it stood up, we had a neighbor and we put some straps on it, and we kind of guided it while he drove the truck. And then, but once it was standing vertical, as well as getting it here and getting it off the trailer, that was me. Putting in the downspout, that was me. Patching it. But right now, I think the water line is about somewhere up in here, which I'm guessing is, I don't know, probably 1,200 gallons at the moment. And this is all for watering the chickens, the animals, and plants. Because I've got the greenhouse. That's why I placed the greenhouse here, was so that it was in direct contact with water. The greenhouse isn't completely finished on the inside yet. I've got a solar light in there attached to this panel here, and then this panel goes to this exhaust fan that sucks air out. And this is a pretty cool greenhouse. I'm looking forward to getting it to where it's producing. It's just that right about the time I got it all put together and the water tank and everything, the winter hit. So I think I hear the ladies in here talking. And the guineas, of course, running back in because they're scared. I thought the guineas would be more alpha and sort of have a pecking order and be on top, but they're actually kind of, well, they're scaredy cats at the moment, but the other chickens are crushing. Like I said, they're laying eggs again. They took about, I don't know, 4 months off, it seemed like, I guess, for the winter doldrums. And then one day they just said, let's start doing this again. And they're pumping the eggs out again. We really miss the eggs. Once you get used to having fresh chicken eggs, and then it comes to an abrupt end, it's definitely noticeable and not cool. But I had faith in them. I knew that they'd start it up again, and they did. They're crushing now, and everything's good with the egg production. They're just getting warmed up. The guineas, I don't know if they're male or female. They're supposed to be. The people I bought them from, they weren't sure. They're still pretty young. I think they're like a year old or whatever. So they weren't sure. But hopefully we got some females, and we'll get some guinea eggs to complement the chicken eggs. I have 3 laying boxes. We got this one inside the coop, got this one here, and the one in that one, which is attached to the tunnel. It's actually a recent. That was another thing. That thing weighs a lot. This thing is this is a higher end small coop. It's mostly metal, and this is like literal roofing material. So I would say this thing probably weighs 150 pounds. And again, I had to move this over here, place it into its current position. And then what I did was we got this run here that they come down. I had to cut a hole there, make it so that they could get in there and not compromise the integrity of the tunnel. So I did that. It actually went by really quickly. And probably within an hour, I had this thing moved over here, connected, and they were utilizing it. So if you have chickens, usually when you make a change, it takes 2-3 days for them to come around. But they get it now, and like I said, there were, I think, 3 eggs in here this morning and 1 egg in there so far. Some of them are morning layers, some of them prefer to lay in the afternoon, but if you don't have chickens, I highly recommend it. So that's actually Indigo's mom. I don't know where she went. So he's following her around. Samson doesn't care. Just making sure nobody's doing anything stupid. There's the mom. And Indigo may have given up. He likes to follow her around, and then eventually he just gives up because he's still in the playful stage, and the adults are not so much. But as you notice, Samson is more of a watcher during the daytime. He just observes, make sure everybody's minding their P's and Q's. We've had a decent amount of snow this year. You can still see some up in the hills over there. But overall, it's been a relatively mild winter. It's gotten cold, but like last year or something, it was like -12. I don't think it's gotten below like maybe 8 at the lowest. And I think we've got a little more snow this year than last year, but it still wasn't that much, probably 6 inches total. Maybe, I don't know. I don't keep track of that stuff. But looking forward to spring. I think I can feel it. It's coming. I think everybody's looking forward to spring. But the main thing is the chickens are laying eggs again. So they just started. I think I've got 34 eggs right now, and that's with using some eggs as well. So, but I think our stash is up to 34 eggs at the current time. So that's good. Like I said, I was a little concerned because they didn't just slow down, they just turned off the valve. So I'm glad they're feeling it again. And I apologize again if there's wind on this video. I requested no wind, but we got wind, so it is what it is. And I think that's about it for now. I don't want to get into all the current stuff going on in the world. You know what to do. Ignore it. You know, people are always like, when you talk about like the shape of the earth, or the, you know, NASA's lying about all this stuff, and people get frustrated, and they always go to, well, why would they lie? I mean, honestly, why would they lie? Well, the simple answer is because that's what liars do. Liars Lie. It's kind of in the title. So, yeah, just understand that liars lie, and that Satan is the god of this world. He's the father of lies, the prince of the power of the air, the great deceiver. So when people go, yo, you think everything's a lie? Yes, because Satan, who runs this realm, is the ultimate liar, and liars lie. So don't believe anything you hear, like anything, because it's all fake. And there's a reason behind that. Because, as I said, liars lie. All right, take care. God bless. Bye.